Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are talking right now with Al McMordie from BigAl.com, who always has very insightful analysis on NFL games and a great record in our videos this year and at his site last year. He had a phenomenal record in the NFL, and he was very honest about his weak start to the year in the NFL, but he's been on fire in the NFL over these past few weeks. Not a surprise, huge bounce back from Al McMordie. Big Al, thanks for being back with us.
Thanks a lot, Peter. And with our strong last few weeks, we're actually having a winning NFL season now after getting off to that horrific start. So
there you go. You're kind of like the Peyton Manning of handicappers. Like off a loss, off a couple bad weeks, you always want to expect a big bounce back, and that has happened. All right, well, Oakland-San Diego is a game you're going to cover right now. And before we get to it, just tell everyone a little bit about BigAl.com. Tell everyone how well things have been going these past few weeks.
Sure. Well, folks go to the website. They can get 3 free winners, no strings attached. Everything's free online for folks. They can go to BigAl.com and click on free picks. There's 2 free winners every day for myself. There's 1 free winner every day from Larry Ness, and folks can get that information absolutely free. And then if they want to get our best selections, there's 14 handicappers at the website. Folks like myself, Larry Ness, Scott Spreitzer, Ben Burns, Tom Stryker, ASA, Doc Sports, lots of terrific information at the website. We all post our best plays in football, baseball, basketball, and hockey right there on the picks for sale page. And it's just a great website with great information.
Okay, sounds good. Well, Oakland-San Diego, the second game you chose this week, and right now San Diego's a 10 or 10.5 point home favorite. The total is up a bit from the opener of 44. It's now 44.5 or 45. And San Diego, of course, is off the bye. And before their bye, they got, they had a huge start to the season. Then they got kind of really banged up, especially at running back. They're running on fumes. They lost 4 in a row against the spread going into their bye. And, I was kind of looking to fade them every week after it became obvious that they were, starting to slip and get banged up. Now, how much do they get rejuvenated by this bye? Not exactly sure. And Oakland, we know the deal with them. They're still winless, but not awful against the spread. They're 4-5 against the spread on the year, and that's because sometimes they do have value in situations just like these where they're a double-digit underdog. I was thinking that the over at the opener of 44 was a little bit, that the opener was a little bit low. I was kind of liking the over. Now it's up to 44.5 or 45. I think I'd still take a shot with it at 44.5. What's your take on this game, Al?
Well, one of the things I don't like to do is go against winless teams, as those teams are usually good bets. For example, teams with an 0-9 or worse record on the season, those teams are 31-19 against the spread since 1980, including 18-6 ATS on the road. But I'm going to make an exception here, and I'm going to play on the San Diego Chargers.
Wow.
After starting the season 5-1, San Diego, as you mentioned, they've lost their last 3 games. And perhaps this was sort of predictable because, we talked about it in the middle of the season. San Diego was a huge beneficiary of turnovers, to start the year. In the first 6 games, San Diego forced 9 turnovers. They only committed 2 turnovers themselves. They never lost the turnover battle in any of those 6 games. Well, now, as we mentioned, a few weeks ago, turnovers are very random events, and now the worm has turned. And in San Diego's last 3 ball games, they've committed 7 turnovers against none for their opponents. So not surprisingly, San Diego's lost all 3 games. You mentioned that they had the week off. Well, I think that, isn't going to hurt them. I don't know how much it's going to help them. But I do like San Diego in this situation. They still have a winning record on the year. And when you get winning teams off back-to-back losses, and if those back-to-back losses came on the road, which San Diego's did, those teams are really good at home the next week. Those teams are like about a 61% play. We saw that last week, actually, with the Baltimore Ravens against Tennessee. The Ravens were off back-to-back losses at Cincinnati and at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they bounced back with a blowout win, 21-7 versus Tennessee. Same situation here for the San Diego Chargers. I like them at home. They're a winning team off back-to-back road losses. Great bounce-back situation for them. I'm going to fade the Oakland Raiders here.
All right. Well, this seems like, a lot of times you talk about how you like to be contrarian. This seems like it's probably going to be going along with the public. I guess sometimes the public does jump on these big underdogs. Maybe, if they expect like Oakland to.
I think the public only knows 2 words, Peter. and over.
All right. Well, you're going to be going probably along with San Diego. I mentioned before that there have been times when I've seen you go with the public, and a lot of times those are some maybe stronger even than some of your contrarian plays. So Al McMordie liking San Diego -10.
Well, you know what? Yeah, one thing, like it's people talk about the public and all that, and one of the things for me is I could not care less what the public takes, because as I just tried to allude, the public basically just takes favorites and overs, and so it really doesn't matter, who the public is on. The public is going to take the favorite. So I always scratch my head at some people who say, I don't want to be on the same side of the public. Why the hell not? I mean, if you like the favorite, take the favorite. It's like the public wins half the time. The reason people lose money gambling for the most part is because they're laying 11 to 10, not because they're hitting under 50%.
Right.
That's the thing. So I could not care less what the public is taking. The whole part of gambling is to be a sharp player and get the best number, and that's the only thing you should worry about.
All right. Well, public, I'm talking to you right now. Good news. The side that you're on this week is also a side supported by Al McMordie from BigAl.com. So you might be more likely than not to win this bet on San Diego, public. Congratulations. Thanks so much, Al. Talk to you again very soon.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.